energy, where when you have a community of support, you can, incredible things become possible. Like that's the thing. Like it's very like I don't like I'm not good enough at these are the things that I hear. Like I'm not good enough at marketing and sales and social media. It's not. I'm not that person. That's just not who I am, right? Or it's like what are the common things? I just don't want to be one of those guys, right? I think those people are sleazy and annoying, and they show up, just asking me to like you guys get silly requests and messages from people all the time. Yeah, they just don't want to show up like that. And I totally get that. What all those things have in common, it's like me, right? And so when we kind of like go above and beyond our ego self, and also understand that identity is never Velcro. It's all. It's never super glue. It's always Velcro. Like who I am is something I can decide in any moment. And also too, there's like a whole who we really are ultimately is not the small part of our minds that's playing tricks on us. That's not who we really are anymore. So it's really about our mission. Our gifts are really meant for other people, right? That they're gifts so that we give them. And it's kind of like I love being selfish because we get to fill our cups up all the way and then make it overflow. And it is also selfish in a limiting way to say I'm not gonna take advantage of these millions of people that I can reach and make a big difference with. They're at my fingertips every single day because of my limiting stories. I think I agree with you, Jessica, that we have a responsibility, right? We have a responsibility to use the tools, the technologies, the message, the gifts that we're given to make the impact that we can have, and kind of lose the excuses. And guess what? If it feels a little bit like resistance, I remember when I was, in, I don't know, 7th grade and I had to study freaking algebra and like all of the things that made my brain hurt because it was a new skill. Yeah, but you know what? I did it and it allowed me to, go to business school later and graduate, and like everything was like happening after that. It's hard in the beginning. Like that's the process, right? It's hard and uncomfortable in the beginning, and you lean into the resistance and it becomes less hard and uncomfortable, and then it's normal, and then you don't think about it anymore, just like riding a bicycle, right? So
Right.
yeah, that's my passion rant. What do you got?
No, don't apologize. Please keep going. I love that. Yes. And I think also thank you for your passion rant. And I want to add to it that all of what you're saying being said, we do have to remember and let people know that the traditional ways of marketing are not relevant anymore. Right. I was just listening to a podcast. I can't remember who it was by, but it was about how instead of trying to focus on a funnel for your consumers, like attracting a big mass of people and then basically funneling it down to one to 20 or 100 people that are going to actually purchase your product, why not actually just look for like a median amount of people, right? So look in between those two groups, the large mass and the small mass, for a median amount of consumers and people listening and watching and reading your message, and then really, really focus on that connection with them specifically. So if you don't want to be that guy on Instagram who's always sharing his product, like first of all, that's okay. Like, and that guy's not a bad person for sharing his product so frequently on Instagram. But what you can do is you can choose to take a different marketing approach. You can choose to, instead of marketing your product every single day on your Instagram, you can direct message people. When people like your photos, this is a good analogy I used with a client the other day. I asked him, do you ever message people that like your photos? And he said, no, do you? I said, yes, every day. He asked why, and I said, well,